All right, we're in Miami. I've been waiting to do this vlog for a very, very long time, and Miami has a special place in my heart. You see, it was pretty much exactly a year ago that Canada went into another lockdown, okay? For 2 years, they went back into lockdown. It was absolute garbage. There was no reason for that. And so I left, got an apartment in Miami for a few months with my girlfriend at the time. And I remember leaving Canada, leaving this draconian, depressed place. And then I just felt like I was in heaven. I was going out, there were restaurants, life was amazing. I was going to the gyms, the beach, life was incredible. And so my freaking vibration went so high in Miami. When I get off the plane and land in Miami, I'm freaking pumped. So this trip actually, have this one Kino warrior has been hitting me up. He's like, let's do a workout, let's do a workout. I said, you know what? Next time I'm in Miami, shoot me a message and I'm down. He hit me up. I'm a man of my word. So I said, you know what? I got a pretty busy day, but let's go. Brady's actually a really cool guy. I just realized we actually linked up in LA years ago at like the Soho House. He's doing some cool stuff in Miami, modeling, acting, used to be like semi-pro football player. And he loves the Kino stuff. He's on the Kino Mojo and he's pretty damn strong. So it's gonna be fun to train with him because he definitely can keep up. If you look at my physique, I'm actually putting a bit more emphasis on chest. I've only been doing that for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I want you to watch my progress these next 3 months because the goal is to add a bit more fullness to my chest. I'll be explaining sort of what I will be doing to achieve that. Traditionally with my Kinobody programs, the focus was always on building big shoulders, building big shoulders. I came from doing tons of chest work, tons of chest flies, a lot of chest volume, and so my shoulders didn't keep up with my chest at one point. So then the training was really designed to pop the shoulders. Now I'm gonna bring a little bit more chest fly and just get a bit more chest activation to really fill up the chest. So for this workout, we're doing 2 workouts a week. This work I'm hitting the chest, hitting the biceps and triceps, a little rear delts, and then I'm only doing like 2 workouts a week. So I'm gonna be adding in a bit of quad work, okay? So I'm starting off with the hammer press machine, the incline hammer press. And this is a really, really cool exercise. Now I've only been doing this exercise a few times actually. I've always been doing heavy incline dumbbell, heavy incline barbell, but you know what? It's fun to mix it up after years and years and years of doing the same exercises. So the incline hammer, it's cool. I find it's less depleting. You don't have to pick up these heavy dumbbells. You can kind of chill and just kind of crush the movement. And so I find it hits the chest pretty damn well. Now, I will say that I was a few pounds heavier like a few weeks ago, and I was doing some Kino gains with the creatine, and I took a break from that. So I actually feel a bit weaker today. So I wanted to go for 400 pounds on my heavy set, but it definitely was way too heavy. I should have kind of gone for maybe like 360. 400 was way too heavy. So I went for it anyways, but it was a bit sloppy. This can happen. Sometimes you're cutting, maybe your weight's down a little bit and maybe you went off some creatine and you just still want to hit that level that you were at. And I just wanted to it. My ego wanted it, but I couldn't do it. So next week I'm gonna keep it a bit lighter. So that first set was a fail set. So I'm actually gonna my second set's gonna be the one that's actually gonna produce muscle growth. So we're gonna go down in weight. So we started at 4 plates, 2 10s. Now we're gonna go to 3 plates and a quarter. That felt great. Hit some good reps. That was the rep that Brady was doing. Obviously I have to get a few more reps than him. I gotta show him up. Gotta show who the big G is. And then, we're going down to 3 plates and then finishing off with 2 1/4. And you know what? Like I find on the incline hammer, like normally with incline dumbbell barbell, I'll do maybe 2 heavy sets, maybe 3. With the machine, I can do maybe 4 and just feel great without burning out. So that really hit the chest well. Now we're going into a bit more chest work. And I found if you really want to optimize your chest rate, doing the incline and the flat is all good and dips is all great. If you really want to build the chest, I do find it helps to do a little bit of chest flies. If you look at my shoulder development, the shoulders are so well developed because A, we're doing some big, heavy shoulder presses getting very, very strong. We're adding in the lateral raises, the rest pause lateral raises, the rear delts. Now you gotta be careful doing too many flies. I find it can be tough on the shoulders. I find if you do too many flies, your strength, your pressing strength can plateau for some reason. I've always found that when I do too many chest flies, I find it harder to hit my PRs, but just a little bit. Just like 2 hard sets on the chest flies is good. So we're doing the cable crossover, really good to get that nice deep stretch, get some nice activation, especially as you bring it in. Sometimes you're doing dumbbell flies, it's tough, and then right here is easy. This way you actually get full contraction all the way through. And so just doing 2 sets, you know, if you look at Dorian Yates' training, he was very minimalist. He would do 1 or 2 sets, 1 or 2 hard sets. That was it. You just have that intensity. I always find that if I just maintain high intensity, less is more for me. So 2 hard sets felt great. Brady hit some good sets too. And now we're doing my freaking Kino arm blast routine. So doing a couple build-up sets on the machine preacher curl, right? Now on the top set, we're going for like 8 reps, dropping it, do another like 8 to 10 reps, okay? Dropping it, and then on this last set, we're doing 10 reps, and then 10 really pull squeezes. Now, if you do this correctly, right? If you do this correctly, your arms will feel like they're about to explode. You'll feel like they're about to pop. The blood engorged in your arms will be insane. It's like when Arnold says, the pump, I feel like I'm coming. That's what it will feel like if you do it correctly. In fact, I did it so hard that I went to like move my hair out of my eyes and I just poked my eye. Literally, that's how hard, my arms were so pumped, I couldn't control them. I was just like, that's what you want. That's a sign of success. Then, you know, we're doing little tricep push downs. I always found that dumbbell skull crushers, like dumbbell triceps, work the best for me. The push downs never really get me that sore, but in any case, we just want to do a little bit of tricep work, kind of rep out a few sets on triceps. Again, your arms are about 2/3 tricep, 1/3 bicep. So if you want bigger arms, triceps is very, very important, okay? Then we'll finish off with some face pulls, rest pause. I always do rear delt training when I'm doing any chest work, okay? If you don't do rear delts on chest days, I find that shoulder injuries start to happen, okay? I've tested it. There was a time when I was getting a bit more shoulder injuries and I stopped doing my rear delts on my chest days. And my shoulders started to feel more injury prone. I actually had a little bit of tweaked shoulder. When you're doing a lot of rear delt work, okay, on your chest day, it helps keep your shoulders injury proof, helps balance out your physique, because all this pushing forward can somewhat bring you forward. Even when you have really good form, it is kind of pulling you forward a bit. And so if you balance it out, helps a lot. But I'm actually doing something very, very cool. This is from Coach Joe DeFranco, strength conditioning coach Joe DeFranco. So what he does is he does some alternates pulling, horizontal pulling with rear delts. So what I did is I did some face pulls and then some machine rows just to get a bit more mid back and rear delt, sandwiched them 2 together for fun. I took Brady through it and he was like, holy shit. Like, I've done your training, I've done your workouts, I got very good results, but training with you is like a different animal, like the intensity. We are taking solid rest periods for big, heavy movements, but we are moving at a fast clip. Once we get through those heavy lifts, those heavy sets, we are freaking going. We're going and we're pushing hard. So a lot of guys that do my workouts, they might push hard in a couple sets, but then as they run through the rest of the workout, they kind of half-ass it. They put in 75%, okay? Set 1 a bicep, set 2, they leave too many reps in the tank. When you're training with me, okay? When you're training with me, we are pushing the envelope on pretty much every set. Yes, the first couple hard sets, we're going close to failure. The second one, we're not completely killing ourselves, but we're pushing the envelope. It is a workout, okay? It's not freaking an easy out. It's a workout. We are working and it's tough. And so I found that I made the mistake of just assuming that everyone that does my workouts trains like this. I just assume everyone trains like this. The reality is maybe only the top 5 or 10% of people train consistently with that level of focus and effort, okay? I want to embed this into your brain. I'm embedding this thought into your brain. When you go into the gym, you are a freaking machine. You're pushing the envelope on each and every set. You're becoming 1% stronger. That is what you're doing, okay? Now, Brady had to catch a flight back to Minnesota. I need to do a little bit of my quads. I'm only training twice a week. So one day I'm doing more, Romanian deadlifts, Nordic curls. Today I do a bit more quad work. So we're gonna just hit the leg extension machine, keep it pretty chill. It's gonna crush a few sets of leg extensions, 3 sets, build up to a tough set. And again, my legs, you know what? I know I get a lot of flack for my legs. The thing about my legs is that when you have very small knee bones, the legs can kind of look small front, like dead on, just above the knee, they kind of look small. It's hard area to pack on size based on your leg development, your bone structure, your knee size. So I do love the way my legs look when my shorts are pulled up very high and you see the entire leg muscle. But when my bottom, like just above my knees are exposed, it's a tough spot for me, okay? It's my biggest insecurity, guys. So you're crushing me right now. You're crushing me. But even my father, okay? I was talking to his good friend, Glenn years ago, and he said that like, dude, your father had these insane legs. He had insane legs when he was playing a linebacker, just plow through people, but he just couldn't get the muscle, right? Like he had the same leg structure where it just didn't, kind of looked a bit skinny on that side. He was complaining about it, okay? The legs felt really good. Now I'm gonna blast through some sissy squats for fun, going a bit higher in volume today, because we're only doing 2 workouts a week. I'm in Miami. I got a big boat shoot the next day, so I'm doing some sissy squats, a few sets, and that is the workout today. So we crushed incline hammer machine, chest fly, bicep, tricep, a little superset with face pulls for the rear delt, some rows for the mid back, and then crush the legs. Now, this is a longer workout. I wouldn't do this amount of volume, every workout all the time, but today I've also been eating a bit more calories, so I'm like, you know what, let's do a bit higher volume. And actually for the post-workout meal, I'm taking my man Mikey, the cinematographer, I'm taking him, the Bruce Wayne director, I'm taking him to one of my favorite spots here in Miami. It's called Tequiza Land, a very authentic Mexican spot. And I'm about to crush some tamales. In Toronto, no matter where you go for Mexican food, they do not have tamales, okay? This spot, they got the Kino tamales. We're doing some tamales, doing some chicken bone broth soup, doing 4 steak tacos with a little bit of guac. And these are not like, each taco has like 4 ounces or 5 ounces of steak. It is a lot of steak, okay? And then I'm finishing off with some churros. And full disclosure, I didn't eat gluten for a very long time. I always found that I had sensitivity. I always found that when I cut it out, I felt better. Fast forward 12, 13 years later, I found I can have gluten once in a while and it's fine, just not nonstop. So I've been letting myself eat a little bit of gluten, not a big deal. But at one point I had to cut out gluten. I was having some inflammation response from gluten. But now I can have it in once in a blue moon, which opens up a lot of doors. And one of those doors is freaking churros. They are fantastic. So that was the workout today. I've also had a lot of people message me, Greg Gallagher, you've been doing a lot of 2-day routines. You should create a 2-day physique program. So that's actually something I might think of doing. But I know that in my coaching program with a lot of the guys that are high-level entrepreneurs, I do like having them on 2 days and they freaking love it. And again, like I'm traveling so much right now. I don't think you guys understand how much I'm traveling. I'm on a flight every single week. And so the 3 days, it kind of gets broken, especially when I'm working all the time, international playboy, it gets broken. So the 2 days, it's effortless. It fits in so well. Every workout, I go in hard, I crush it hard, and I just don't see myself going back to 3. I would say about 75% of the time, I'm gonna be doing just the 2 days. And I've been lifting weights since I was 13. I have the muscle that I want. I'm about 178 right now. It's just about like fine tuning. And I'm able to fine tune on 2 days. I'm able to do a little more chest focus even on 2 days. I know how to craft it. It's very cool. So that is the video. We're on the Kino Mojo, okay? The Kino Mojo's been going nuts. If you wanna try the Mojo to help bring up, okay, help your body produce more total testosterone, free up more bound up testosterone, so your free testosterone's higher, and help reduce estrogen activity that might be hurting your hormonal output, then try the Mojo. It's got 5 key ingredients to help with this. The forskolite, tongadali, zinc, magnesium, boron. I'm on it, I feel incredible. We already have a handful of guys that have done blood work before and after, and they've increased their free testosterone 50%, and they've increased their total by about 20%. So this stuff is very powerful. Obviously, you need to take correct steps too, but if you wanna try the Mojo while we have it in stock, hit the link right here, and I will see you guys soon.